our 8th session, and this one is a personal favorite of mine for several reasons, not just because it's the 8th session, but because it is something very practical in the first place, which we all are doing in our day-to-day life. Then secondly, that there is so much in it that we have not discovered in our prayers. So this may be an opportunity to discover more and get more out of it. Like it's like this, that you invest your hard-earned money somewhere where you are getting only about 6-7% interest. When you're not, you invest the same amount and you get almost double the income some other place, but you are not aware of it, how to get it. So similar way, you will be devoting the same time for your prayers. But if some things may matter here or there while praying, then the benefits that we get out of the same time, same efforts, everything same, will be very different. Now,
sorry. Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. So, now first we will today talk about the idea of prayer in general, and then we will come as usual to the specifics of the Zoroastrian prayers. Now, there are several words for prayers in the Avastha which we will see, but one of the word is nemo or nemang, which means homage in a way of prayer. So there is a prayer called Sarvashya Sadhak in our Kharde Avastha, and it starts with these words: Nemo Vahu, Nemo Vaishtyam, Zarathustra, Gaitabhyo, which means, oh Zarathustra, prayer is good, it is the best for people of the world. Now what better certificate in a way for prayers than in our prayers itself this is said. So this is something by which we start, that for all of us prayer is good and we are told in the scriptures, so we have to take it point by point. Now prayer, everybody, all of us do, but still it is very different. I am sure no two of anybody, like how two fingerprints are not never the same, they will have कोई भी बे मानस में prayer करवानी रीत, prayer करवानी attitude, prayer माथी मिलता benefit, they will never be the same. They will be very different, because there are many things that go into it. So that's why we say that prayer is a subjective experience. Now, why do people pray? There are different reasons. Generally, majority of the people pray because they feel an urge to pray. They feel that something is missing. And what is that urge? Like it's like hunger. You don't know what it is, you cannot define, but when the time comes, you feel hungry and then you have to eat. Similarly, we have something in ourselves which asks us to pray. Now basically we are all divine. We have discussed this before, that we all have a soul. God has given us a soul, and that soul needs our help. And the best help that we can give the soul is by praying properly. So that soul is divine. We have come from God's house, so that's why we are divine. We again got to go back to the divine world. So in every way we are more or less connected with divinity. Our religion tells us to connect with God, to connect with the divine being. So we are in a way divine beings, and that is why we feel an urge to communicate with the divine world. And that need for communication with the divine world are our prayers. Now, as James Montgomery has said, prayer is the soul's sincere desire uttered or unexpressed. Like a desire is there in the soul that I need something, but one is not able to explain what one needs, but it is there. So Montgomery has said that prayer is the soul's sincere desire uttered or unexpressed, the motion of a hidden fire that trembles in the breast. So you cannot define a fire's movement, but that sort of a movement is what the soul is feeling. So one reason people feel is they don't understand why they are praying. There is just an urge to connect with something, and that urge is like, as we have said before, we feel an urge to go home if we are out. Why, we don't know. At some place you have the best of the bed, the best of the food, best of everything, but still there is a need to connect. So that need to connect is one of the reasons why we pray. Then, second reason why people pray is that once you consider God as somebody great, then the desire comes that you have to give submission to that being. Once the idea comes that He has given us a lot, the need comes to thank Him. So that is the need for submission. And that submission has to be done with humility. So that is another reason, like if somebody has done something good for us, most of us would feel grateful to the person. And we would like to express it not just by thank you, but by our conduct, by every way. Like we feel that that person has changed my life. So that is there. And that is why the word bandagi comes in. The general Parsi word for prayer is bandagi. And bandagi means banda tarikeni halat. Banda means a person who serves. At one point of time it was understood to be a slave. But now we don't say it is a slave. We say that it's a person who is ready to serve. And then hence the word servant over here does not mean the way in which we understand, but it means service. One wants to serve that great thing. And connected to that purpose is to express gratitude. And that's why our religion has made bandagi faraj. Bandagi to karwani hai, but kadaч community halat you don't feel. So at first that it has to be made obligatory. A discipline is exercised by the religion, because most people may not feel the urge or the need, but still it is necessary, because perhaps one starts into it, then one realizes. So that's why Zoroastrian religion has said that there are certain things which prayer does. We don't know what it does, but it does. But because people don't do it, they'll miss out on those things. So that's why it has become a farajat thing. And in Persian, they go one step further and say that it is a shameful thing if you don't show that submission and humility to God. So they say, bandagi kun bandagi, zindagi bhi bandagi sharmindagi. That's, oh man, pray to God, because a life without prayer is shameful. And as I said, the Zoroastrian concept of prayer is such that many things happen by prayer. If you read an essay on prayer written by a good person, and even now we will see, they say you get whatever you want out of prayer. You want health, prayer will give you health. If you want happiness, prayer will give you happiness. If you want peace, prayer will give you peace. So something which can give everything, it is something inexplicable. The mechanism, we have now tried to understand the mechanism how it works. But otherwise also all these things coming from one small thing is very difficult to understand, and hence what Wordsworth has said, more things are wrought by prayer than the world dreams of. Similarly, our prayers does things which we can't even dream of. I thought हमने खाली थोड़ी तंचार चीज करी, but our prayers में से घणु બધું के. It's a protection for the soul, it's a armor for the soul, it's a food for the soul. It helps the soul to evolve. So એટલી 20 મિનિટ કરી લેવાથી એટલું બધું તો શું થઈ જાય છે. So that's how we understand that more things are on. Don't try to limit the power of prayer or the benefits of prayer, because they are beyond our understanding. So that's why our understanding is that more things are wrought by our prayers than we could dream of. So let thy voice rise, let yourself go free while praying, like a fountain. Like how a fountain rises, so your prayers should rise towards God. And then whatever needs to be done will be done. Now, based on this needs for prayer or purposes for prayer, we categorize people into 4 groups. People who pray. Generally, we have to decide in which group we belong to. But one is a mechanical prayer. As I said, it is a farajat bandagi. So right since the beginning, some people have been told they don't feel the prayer. There is no emotional connect. There is no urge to pray. But still, because either it is a sin not to pray, that's why people may pray. और सवार जती नहीं सवार बहुत टाइम चेसू कराया अर्धो कलाक तो बेसी ने करिए आपने बनिया करेंगे नहीं कर सकते तो मतलब खाली खाली लगे. So either of that reason, people may just pray. I am not saying it is bad in any way. It may not give the optimum results, but still it has its own benefit. But this is the, in a way, the basic form of prayer, is praying just for the sake of prayer. The second form of prayer is that you start understanding that prayer can do something for you, and then you start to use your prayers. Like God ने कहा कि thank you क्या उसमें मैंने बोला मस्त मस्त. I am doing a favor on you by praying, but I also need something back. So then that bargaining sort of a prayer is called animal prayer. Because all animals generally behave like that, instinctively. You give them thing, they react in that way. Then comes the human prayer. Human prayer is the 3 basic things, the 3 basic needs we had discussed before, communicating with God. Thank you, sorry and please. So these 3 things, we have to, in a way, while doing our prayer, we have to communicate God in our own way, mentally. And there is a human way, not asking for anything, but already thanking for whatever is there. That is one level. Then saying sorry if at all there is a need. And thirdly, to ask for something but leave it to Him to give it or not. Not कि नहीं कर सकता नहीं बोलना, not that attitude, but like these are my needs. I require these, so please see to it that they are fulfilled. And the highest form of prayer is the prayer done by saints and very highly evolved souls who don't think of themselves at all while praying. Their needs are very high. Their needs are for humanity. Their needs are for peace in the world. Their need is for harmony in the world. So for other souls they pray. For other people they don't even think about themselves when they pray. So this is the highest form of prayer. Even we do that many a times. Sometimes कोई ना ऐसे बनिए कोई सी कोई मालूम हो. But here this is always done that way. So there is the 4th type of prayer. Now we come to our religion. This was general introduction to prayers. Now we come to our own Zoroastrian religion. That at many places we are told that prayers are essential. हमने अपने हाथों में एक फकरो जो है that is there. But even it's prayers like Kemna Mazda we are talking about prayer. In Kemna Mazda we say Jatwa Poi Singa. Ke Veretrem Jatwa Poi Singa. Yo Hindi Chitra Moy. Now the word Singa means prayer. Ke show me a prayer for protection. Which is a prayer of protection. Kemna Mazda when पूछे which is a prayer for protection. करके Kemna Mazda is a prayer of protection. It's a sort of a rhetoric question. But Singa is one of the words for prayers. Nemang, as we have already seen, Nemo. Nemo is just a grammatical form of Nemang. Nemo. And the third and the most important and the most widely used word for prayer is mantra. Mantravani. Mantrakhani, Mantravani. The full form is mantra spenta. And the word spenta means that which benefits. So, mantra means prayer which always benefits. Now the word mantra is similar to the Sanskrit word mantra. And we all know mantra is a small chant or a word or a line which seems to have a magical power or effect. Our entire prayer is called mantra. The only difference is instead of ta we have a tha. But the whole word is similar. And both the words can be traced back to the word man. Man not only means the mind, man also means thinking, thought, etc. So this gives us the clue that what is mantra, what is prayer? It is a word which done properly can have some effect on the mind. So in a way now we know that Mantravani is working with the mind. Our prayers are something to work with the mind. Now in one of our Ijazlina chapter 58, I have just given a very gist, but the full chapter is about what is prayer, what to expect from your prayer, what are the benefits that you get, how to pray. The akhu apune description in almost 2 pages Yasna 58 માં આપને આપેલું છે. તો તેમાં પહેલે શું કહે છે કે prayer has to be done joyfully. The joy has to be there. Whatever time you spend, 5 minutes or 50 minutes, it has to be done joyfully. Secondly, willingness has to be there. It should not be a forced thing. Of course, bachcha hone till a certain age, it has to be forced because the habit has to be inculcated. But for us grown-ups, it has to be a willingly done thing. Third and most important is concentration. As we will see as we go ahead, that concentration is the most important aspect of prayer because it has got something to do with the mind. And in fact, joy, willingness also helps in concentration. And finally, humility. The very word nemang or nemo for prayer that we have seen, that also means humility. Another meaning of nemang is humility. So, prayer, આપણે કહે હમણાં જ આપણે કહ્યું કે કોઈની prayer જુદી રીતના વર્ક થાય, કોઈની prayer જુદી રીતના વર્ક થાય. It's very subjective. These are just 4 or 5 ways in which the difference may come. There are many other ways. Tariqat, so physical ways, these are just some mental and emotional ways. But every praying has a different degree of joy, different degree of willingness, different degree of humility, different degree of concentration. Can all these things matter in the final outcome? And if optimum things go into prayer, then what we can expect? We can expect several benefits, unexplained benefits. We can expect also success, because success, as we all know, is hard work, but also some amount of divine help, some amount of luck, as we generally say. So, success, hard work to hovu જોઈએ, but સાથે divine help is also required. Then protection, not just physical, but of unseen things and thoughts, unseen thoughts, etc. It's defense and fortification. So all these three go together: protection, defense, and fortification. Our prayer affords us this. Now, Mantravani, let us see what the word Mantravani is and what status is it has in Zoroastrian religion. Now, about 29th Roj, Marespan Roj, Mino Marespan. That word Marespan is originally Matrasventa. Matrasventa mati combined thaine Marespan thirds. So, understandably Marespan Yazar or Mino Marespan is the Yazar who looks after Mantravani, prayers. We have an exclusive divine being who looks after prayer and its effect. And that's why Mantravani by itself is sacred. That's why there are so many rules and regulations, because you are doing something which has sacredness. We are told that Auram is the soul. Yenge urvo matros pento. Auram is the soul is Mantravani. This is a symbolic way of saying that you can connect to the deepest part of God through prayer. So we are told that Auramasa soul is Mantravani, and we are told that Sarosha's body is Mantravani. This all of us pray regularly when we pray Saroshba. Saroshe Ashye Takme Tanu Matre. Tanu is body, the mantra is mantra. So Sarosha's body is made of mantra. Why? Because Sarosha's is the Yazar who presides over prayer. Devi Sarosha's is always invoked. Sarosha's is a very busy forester. he has got several portfolios. One of the portfolio is to look after prayers, to take our prayers to the divine world and get divine blessings to us. So, Sarvash Yazar નું કામ જ મંત્રવાણી સાથે છે. બીજા ઘણા કામો છે પણ this part is મંત્રવાણી સાથે. તેથી આપણને કહેવામાં આવે છે કે how મંત્રવાણી is connected with divine beings. Then now we generally say કે કોઈ भी મંત્રવાણી compose કરી શકે. So મંત્રવાણી is something, our prayers are something which cannot be composed by us for a simple reason. Any language has certain rules to make it understandable, and those rules we call the rules of grammar. Without grammar, nothing will make sense. તમે જરા બી એમથી તેમ કરી દેવો, it will not make sense. But Avastha prayers, of course, have rules of grammar. That's why they are understandable. But they have one more rule working with them. And that is called the rule of Stauta Yasna, the law of Stauta Yasna, and that is the law of vibrations. That's why just the chanting will have an effect. Like how you arrange the words, how the words are arranged, that is more important than the meaning of the word. How the words are arranged. Like Bonu Radhvanu, I can give a very rough analogy. કે તમને આ બધા ingredients આપી દીધા, તેનાથી તમે કે બોનું આખું નહીં બનાવી શકો. How to use, how much to use, that is there. Method. ને secondly method भी આવડે તો भी આપણે તન પહેરાવને રાંધવાનું સોંપીએ તંદુરના ટેસ્ટ જુદા નીકળશે. Okay? Why is that so? Because there is some rule which is involved in cooking which goes beyond technique, and that rule is also in our prayer. That is called the rule of Stauta Yasna, which is the vibratory effect of prayer. That's why we see in gathas etc. one word is here, another word is there. The name of one Hamesha Span, one part is in the first line, one part is in the second line. Why is that also? Because it is based on the rules of Stauta Yasna. And that's why, even though I may understand the Avastha language, though I can compose simple sentences in Avastha language, I cannot make a prayer in Avastha. And that's why these prayers that we are praying are not ordinary prayers. They come from mainly three sources. First, we have told some prayers were divinely given by Auravasda himself. And in these, the three chants, Yathavaryo, Ashamva and Ingyata, are the main ones. So, Auravasda thi aveli chai badi prayers ho. Even Gatha ma Zartosar says that I got my everything from Auravasda. So, Gathas and these chants you can say come from Auravasda. Secondly, Zartosar has given us all the rest of the prayers. Avasthani. Zartosar and his immediate disciples, they gave us the 21 volumes or Nasks, જેની પર પરથી આપણે prayers બનેલી છે. And the third and lastly, about 1500 years back, a great Dasturji, a Mobed who was very spiritually evolved, called Adarvad Maraspan, he composed prayers in Pazan because he was divinely guided to do so. In Pazan language, which are part of our Kordya Avastha. Pazan prayers like Dua Tantarasti, Dua Nam Siddhayashni, Patit Pashimani were composed 1500 years back by Adarvad Maraspan. So this is where the prayers come from. Now, how to get benefit out of Mantravani? What does Mantravani does? Mantravani or prayers have two roles to perform. One is informative. Now, most of the knowledge of religion that we have got from our Avastha prayers. Whatever I am telling you, most of it is from what we glean from them. 1500 years back, during the Sasanian times, the volume of Avastha was 20 times more than what we have today. And in those times, in the language of those times, which is the Pelvi language, they wrote many books based on the Avastha. So our source of information for Zoroastrian religion is directly the Avastha which we have, and indirectly the Pelvi which has been made from the avastha which was there in those times. So, Avastha Matravani does its role of being informative. Second is, and in our Dvanam Satashni we pray Frahanga and Frahanga Matra Spenta. Frahang is knowledge. The knowledge of all knowledges is there in Matra Spenta, in Matravani. In the 21 Nas, all knowledge of knowledges is there. And the second aspect is performative. Performative means you don't need to understand the prayers. If you understand them well and good, but you don't always need to understand them, because the law of Stauta Yasna is also working on its own. And also another law is that the law of working with your mind. The prayer can work with your mind. That we'll see how. But that performative aspect of prayers works in two ways. One is through vibration and one is directly through the mind. And that's how, even if you pray just mechanically, purely mechanically, but with some amount of concentration, without understanding, it has its own benefits. And the internal evidence about this performative aspect of prayer is, we see that we have prayed some things 3 times, sometimes Yatha 5 times, sometimes 2 times, sometimes we pray in sets 2 and 1, 5 and 3. So all these, why these formulae are there? Formulae are there because they bring about a certain desired effect. तुमने यथावत अंडरस्टैंडिंग है जो जोइतो होतो तो एक बस थे क्यों? पर कोई टाइम 1, कोई टाइम 2, कोई टाइम 5, कोई टाइम 7, कोई टाइम 10, 12. Why? Because it has its own way of working. This internal evidence shows us that the Matravani works by itself. Now, many a times we argue that केम बनवू જોઈએ. In fact, I have often heard people complain about mobbits. कि I mobbit तो 20 मिनट में बनी रहा, I mobbit तो बने तो समझातु જ નથી, I mobbit तो I mobbit तो તેમ. Now, in a way, most of the time we realize that it is the ignorance of the person rather than any mistake on the part of the mobbit that makes the person say so. Matravani can be recited in several ways, especially depending on the purpose and the occasion. Like આપણે अपना हमबंदगी करता होइए ત્યારે આપણે ગાયને ધીરેથી બોલીએ. अगर तुम्हें डेली प्रेयर करता हो तो तुम्हें फास्ट बनी जाओ. अगर तुम्हें राते એકલા જતા હો ને તમને બીક લાગતી હોય ને તમે તમારા મનમાં બનતા હો તમે જુદી રીતના બનશો. અગર તમે ગાતા બનો તો તમે જુદી રીતના બનશો. So depending on the purpose of the prayer, we are told in the avastha itself that there are different ways in which you can pray. So we have to be least assured. And what are these ways? One is Drenjaya. Drenjaya is a mental meditation, not keeping it up, bringing it out at all. Second is Sravayani, there is singing. Frasravayani is singing loudly. Don't attempt that in Agyari when you are there with many people, but generally when you are at home alone, you can try yourself. Then Frasrav Trencha is reciting audibly. This is how we do our daily prayers. Frasrav Trencha. Framaya Trencha is reciting things by memory. And Frayash Trencha is doing something along with the prayer, like Kasti Karij. We are praying and we are doing something. Mohammed says also several times they are doing Frayash Trencha. Kriya Karaj ne bane. Or you pray with a purpose. Advice ne pichi karo, healing karo. That is also Frayash Trencha. So, praying and working is prayashti. So, there are different ways in which this Matravani prayers can be done. And mostly it is done reciting audibly. That is the best way. Now, we have seen the benefits of prayer. One of the benefits is health. Now, before going to benefit, let us check out how these benefits work. Now it's very important that we have to concentrate while praying. Concentration means giving your mind a chance to be relaxed. Because our mind is always occupied with sensory things, outside world, and if that is not there, then it tries to bring out things from inside and work them out or try to understand them, rationalize them. But if you are able to stop these two processes to a certain extent, then the third process that starts is your mind starts relaxing. And that is the whole idea of prayer. The great saints and the prophets, they realized that for the mind to stop the first and the second which I mentioned, something has to be there, your mind has to be attached to something. तो तेनी पर जो concentrate कर से कई चीज पर या कई image पर, तो it will be able to stop the sensory perceptions coming from outside as well as those coming from inside, those thoughts and feelings and emotions, etc. Even if you are able to do this in small intervals of a few seconds each, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, graduating to a minute, 2 minutes, then your mind can become totally calm and relaxed. Once a mind is calm and relaxed, it can do many things without even you are interfering with it. It is just that you have to give it a chance. And the prayers, when you are doing it, if you are focusing your words on the sound of the prayers, focusing your thoughts on the sound of the prayer, then it does the trick. It holds your mind, and then for some time you can allow it to relax. Now we are told that our brain is one of the biggest chemist shop in the world. There are many chemicals, and when the mind is calm and relaxed, it then goes within the body and checks out where we require healing. And then it releases those chemicals. So that's why when our prayers say that our prayer karwani health malse, it is not something magical totally, but it works in two ways. One way is, as I said, internally, physically, our mind has the potential to release healing chemicals inside our body. Secondly, when we get divine energy while praying, while we are praying at a certain level, we get divine energy, and that divine energy can also clean our negative energy and bring about health in another way. आपने जोयलू के आपने prayer में तंदुरुस्त में पहले से बोलिए खोरे अंदर, फिर health में वैसे खोरे जोइए. So these two things work simultaneously while we are praying to give us health. One is getting energy from outside, from the divine, and one is making our own brain work for our health and healing. And it can do many things. It can control our blood pressure, it can control our blood sugar, it can even work to a certain extent with cysts or ulcers at a beginning stage, because we are told that this mind, there is nothing magical about it. The mind chemical works when things are at a elementary level, but when things go out of proportion, then of course external help and all those things are required. But when anything is at an elementary level, our body can cure and heal itself. So that is how this works. And we have prayers for health, especially like Tandarusti, Ammayarashcha and Ardiveshyas, which itself say that prayers give health to our body. આપણે Ammayarashcha prayer જે કરીએ, it's a beautiful prayer. એમાં 8 wishes માંગવામાં આવે છે. The 8 wishes માં 4 wishes, 3 wishes are directly connected to the body, and 4th one is indirectly connected to the body. The first wish is asking for Khore, Ammayarashcha Kharenashcha. Khore is indirectly connected to health. Then the next 3 wishes, Ammai Tanvo Dravatatem, Tanvo એટલે tanu, tan body. Ammai Tanvo Vasdavare, Ammai Tanvo Veretre. We are asking for 3 things connected to our body. So in this way, these are prayers with which we can ask for help. And as I said, there is nothing magical about it. This is purely scientific. Now, mantra also acts as a shield. We are many a times told in our prayers, like Sarvashmadma આપણે બોલે છે ઓમને બૈરી તરુણ પાઈતી, કેમના બજાવ આપણે જોયું કે રીતમ જાતો આપ પૈશિંગા, and many other times we are told. Now, how does that help? That mantravani, we know that sound works. So in a way, sound, the stauta yasna of the sound can create a sort of an invisible barrier or shield which can protect us not from bullets and things like that, but from invisible things. Invisible energies, thoughts, etc. So it becomes a thing. Then after custody, in fact, custody માં આપણે જે પાવર રેકોર્ડ કરીએ છીએ, આપણે કેમ સીડી કે કેસેટમાં કઈ રેકોર્ડ કરીએ ને, તમારે બનતી વખતે કસ્તીમાં બધું રેકોર્ડ કરીએ કે પછી તે પ્રેયર આપણને તે પ્રોટેક્શન આપી શકે. So that's why we call custody as a boundary line. The very meaning of the word custody is boundary. So it makes a sort of a boundary line around us. And then it can even act as a weapon. Again, from a sonic point of view, from a vibrationary point of view, from a mental point of view. Now, many scientific studies have been done. If they are interested, the whole internet is full of such articles. Many of them will come in Reader Digest also. Here, this is one such article, The Healing Power of Prayer. Prayer does have healing powers, whether you are physically close to person or absent prayers, like you do it something thousands of miles across. Both experiments have been done and scientifically proven that prayers have healing powers. But some amount of involvement is necessary of both the persons preferably, or at least one person. So that is how prayers, even now science has accepted this, what our religion has been telling us since millennia, now science is also telling us. Now these were the physical benefits. Now we come to the mental benefits. Mental benefits, one is calmness. You know, 20 or 30 minutes devoted to prayer can give all these benefits throughout the day. So one is calmness. Only when we are very much agitated that we try to do wrong and negative things. If we are calm, then everything falls into a perspective. And when things fall into perspective, we are able to rationally take a judgment and take an action. So that calmness is very important. Second is joy. A state of being happy, it's not an external state, it is the rightful state of our soul. But unfortunately, it is forgotten. The rightful state of our inner state is that of Ushta, that is joy. But we have to again get it back to it. Then prayer is one of the things which will get back joy or Ushta in us. So it's like not कि हमने के joy ने खुश थे और के खादू ने खुश थे, but it's a sense of being joyful and happy all throughout. Then relaxation. Relaxation is also very essential. We all know. Intuition. Now, intuition is something which, when we are praying at a certain level, we all know that our mind works at three main levels. One is the conscious level, one is a subconscious, and one is superconscious. So when the mind is at superconscious level, that is not inside, it is wanting to go out. At that level, we are told that it gets connected with things which we cannot see, and one of them is divine intelligence. જેને આપણે રયા કરીને કહીએ. હવે આજના વર્લ્ડમાં it is not very difficult to imagine this when we can know that our mobile phone is picking up signals over here. Several mobile phones can pick up several different signals. In the past, we used to give an analogy of the transistor. It picks up signals. Similarly, there are other sort of signals also going on, and our mind has to be tuned in. Exactly, our radio में भी tuning करिए, tune करिए radio. The mind also has to be tuned in to those signals coming from outside, and intuition in a way are trying to catch those signals. So Raya and Karena, the two fundamental things of Zoroastrian religion, are signals of energy and signals of information, which are there outside, but we have to learn to gradually tune into them. Then there are other benefits. When you are calm and relaxed, we become more understanding. If we become more understanding, we become more tolerant. So these benefits gradually can come to us if we are devoting our time to prayer. Then there is another benefit, freedom from fear and insecurities. Once we have a calm and a relaxed outlook, then fears will gradually dissipate. Then when you are ready, when your mind is calm, then you can react to situations. તેથી આપણે કહે છે બહાર જતી વખતે બે યથા નહીં કશે બનીને જવાનું. We are told to always say prayers when starting a work. And if you try to go to the rational behind this, perhaps it is one is that divine help will come. That is one thing. Second thing is that you are relaxing your mind at that point to be ready to react to situations. Those few seconds or a minute that you devote, that will tune your mind to the situation. Then it gives us confidence. We are also told in the Gathas that prayers can change our value system, but that happens more when you understand the prayers. Prayer understand કરીને જ્યારે આપણે બનીએ થોડું ઘણું like we may not be able to understand each and every word of each and every line, but one thing here or there if we understand and if we can latch on to it or hold on to it, then we can deposit it in our subconscious mind and that can change our value system gradually. And all this can help lead us to a positive attitude towards life. Now the spiritual benefits, we have seen some of them. One is getting of divine energy, correct. Secondly, divine guidance from God and divine beings and from the divine currents which are all around us. Third and very important, it is our link to the spiritual world. How do we connect with God? How do we connect with the divine world? Our words. As we have seen in that quotation, the motion of a hidden fire that trembles in the west, or let your words rise like a fountain. So they just rise and try to link you and connect you to the spiritual world and divine beings. They have a power to transport you into that thing. But this is an experiential part of the prayer. Then we are told that it helps the soul in three ways. First of all, it protects the soul from evil. It purifies the soul. You know, the first line in the first stanza in Atashnya says, Ushmoy Uzareshwa Aura. In our Dada Ragyari also it is written, Ushmoy Uzareshwa Aura. That means, O Aura, you uplift me. And that upliftment, by upliftment is purifying. It is, sorry, not purifying, it is evolving. So, Usma Uzareshwa Aura means evolve my soul. Help my soul go to a higher level of understanding, higher level of consciousness. So, all these benefits are the spiritual benefits of the soul. Now, once again, what religion was saying thousands of years ago about energy. Now, more or less, everybody has accepted the different forms of energy and now they are sold. Now, instruments are sold which can give you energy. Yes, you can see it over here. Positive energy, joy pure, million positive energy. Instead of 12,500, just pay 10,500. And you get lots of positive energies. But here, we don't have to spend because we have our own system. We have our Sadrakasti, which are our yantras to attract that positive divine energy. We have our prayers to attract those divine energies. So, those divine positive energies are there and we have to believe in them. There are people who just shy away even talking about energy in religion because they think that is something which you can't prove, so rather not talk about it. But then you are taking more than half of the religion away if you don't talk about energy. Because in my study of religion I have seen everywhere and at every place energy comes out as the fundamental thing. Everything almost revolves around it. In fact, Odamrita himself is energy. So where to go further then? Now, how to make Mantravani more effective? One of the thing is physical and ritual purity. और physical purity तो आपने बता समझे. What is ritual purity? Going beyond physical, like things you cannot see, like a lady who is menstruating. You can't see physically anything wrong with her, but her energy is not balanced. So that is what we mean by ritual impurity. A non-Zoroastrian, he may be the best of the person, he or she, You may be the purest of the person, the most exalted of the person. But the rules of ritual purity that our religion expects may not be followed by that person. And that's why we request such people to not come when energies are involved. When are energies involved? When we are praying, when rituals are being performed, and in a house of worship. So these are the places where we keep them away, not for any sense of disrespect to them, but just because these rules have to apply, otherwise we are just wasting away what we are doing. Head covering, foot covering, wearing of Sudre Kasri, these all play a role. Like head covering and foot covering mainly again because of energy, head covering because we are taking in energy, foot covering because there is an exchange of energy, and then foot covering is therefore necessary because there is a circulation of energy. As in breathing there is a circulation of energy, good going in and the not good coming out. Similarly, while praying also that circulation always goes on, but while praying it is more so, good going in, the negative coming out. So these rules are all, because more or less, as we have seen, prayers is regarding mind and energies. Then no conversation while praying. Again, one is because it will break our concentration, and secondly there are rules and regulations regarding language, regarding staute yasmya, regarding vibrations. यदि तो आपने બે લેંગ્વેજ પ્રેયરમાં બી એક સાથે આવી જાય તો આપણે તે તાજમાં બોલીએ છીએ. So that rule applies as well as the other rules apply. Then pronunciation have to be as proper as possible. We may not have all the right pronunciations, but we have to make an attempt. And once the technique you know, then it will 90% of the problems will be solved. Once you know the technique to read the words of prayer. Then there is another thing. Now going a bit more deeper, even in the prayers there are rules. That this prayer to be recited first, this prayer to be recited last, this prayer to be recited in this order. Some prayers are okay here and there, like 108 Naam you can say first also or last also. But otherwise there is a certain order that needs to be maintained. Then there is a time and place for prayers also, which again are the rules within. And place wise, as we say, that even places have their own energies. So that's why we say that Agyari Adashram of Banelu is better because there the energy is better. But if that is not possible, Germadi but one place. Because if you pray at one place, in a place where there is less disturbance, then it is mentally conducive, as well as in one place if prayer keeps going on and on, from an energy point of view also it is good. So these rules are also important. And as I said, concentrating is very important. Concentrating on the words that come out of your mouth. Like if you are saying Hashem Bahu Vaishnav Asti, you have to follow Hashem Bahu Vaishnav, and then your mind dare not go anywhere else. Your mind will be hooked onto those words. You will be almost visually following the words, and then your mind has to do its own work like. So generally mantra, what is mantra? Generally it may comprise of one word, it may comprise of one line, and in our case it comprises of a whole prayer. But all these are mantras. And finally, some amount of visualization is there, then also it may help the prayers. Like when you are saying certain words, like Aura Mazda Zartushtra, you can visualize them, or the names of the divine beings. Now, before we end, there are a few things which generally we have in our mind about prayers. Firstly, why in the Avesta language? Okay? And this has put off many people from prayers. That this is a language we don't understand, we lapse into something else, it is not benefiting us in any way. But after realizing and understanding the purpose of prayer as we have seen today, I think nobody will say that because we don't understand we will not pray. Because as we have seen, understanding is a very small part of the benefits of the prayer. there are other great benefits involved in prayers. So, and another thing is translation. Even a simple sentence like Del Pario, it's difficult to translate that. If you want to convey somebody Del Pario, and if somebody doesn't know the language, then the idiom will not be understood. And many a time we see that, especially with Japanese and Chinese people, when they translate, they don't generally understand the idioms, and then you have to see the translation. So that's how, first of all, तुम्हें एम क्यों कहूँ translation वाचू तो you will never be faithful to find out the Chinese whispers ની कहानी कौन सुनो થઈ ગયું. Secondly, prayer by themselves have some power that will be lost if you read the translation.
It's the vibration.
Vibrations are lost. First of all, you don't even know whether the translation, because you need to even analyze what you are reading. So the analyzing process ni andar, the relaxation process goes haywire. You are trying to rationalize. Here the whole idea of prayer is relaxation, making your mind relaxed. And here when you are reading the translation and trying to make sense out of it, you are on the another track altogether.
But later on you can read and find out.
Of course, I am not against understanding the prayer. That's what I am saying. I am coming to it, I think, later on. That understanding prayers is very essential. How have we understood the religion? We have understood the religion only by understanding the prayers. And you can have your own interpretation if you have reached a certain level. So it's very good. I am not discouraging people from understanding the prayers. But it is not essential and necessary that you understand them while you are praying them. So that is the answer. We have seen all these points. Another thing, understanding. See, I have studied Avastha for almost 30 years now. Still, I myself cannot understand all the prayers, and in all the prayers, all the words. Because many a times some words occur for the very first time. The combination of certain words are different. So even I cannot say I don't think anybody can say as I pray I can understand and translate everything. That's a very tall thing. But even if you can understand some aspects of it, like when praying Sarosh Pad, then the line Aunam Varim Tanum Paindi comes, now you know what it means. Or Sarosh Takme Sarosh She Takme Tanum Matre comes. You know. So when in bits and pieces you can understand some things and stay with it, then that's what I call partial understanding. That is also good. Or especially when you know the names of the results, the Ameshaspans, Jattos Sahib, Aura when their name comes, that sort of shifting your mind to trying to understand them will be helpful. So partial understanding is also okay. Another question about prayer most often asked is, if I am doing good deeds and if I am not praying, is it okay? Can good deeds substitute prayer? Now we have seen before, I think once, that a human being, in order to reach divinity, has 4 different ways. One is knowledge, one is prayers and rituals, one is being emotionally involved, that is love, and the 4th one is karma, good deeds. So all these 4 are parts of going to on the divine world, being spiritual. The preference may differ. Somebody may put great emphasis on good deeds, some may put greater emphasis on prayers, some may put greater emphasis on love and emotions. But all 4 are required for you to go on that way. So that's why good deeds cannot substitute prayer. In fact, they go hand in hand. Because when you are doing good deeds, you make yourself susceptible, according to our worldview, according to Zoroastrian philosophy, a good person is susceptible to the attacks of Ahriman more than a evil person. Because he is more good like how the best soldier is always attacked by the enemy. So that's why they have to have more protection, and our prayers will afford protection to the person. So prayers will in fact act as a shield for the good person. So a good person, a person who is doing good deeds, in fact needs to pray more, and it is not a substitute in any way. But it is something very important. And before ending, let us just see that prayers, how much time it occupies in our life. The optimum time for prayer is 20 to 30 minutes. That is good enough for the day. If you have more time and if you devote more time, of course it's well and good. But optimum 20 to 30 minutes is good. It is 2 to 3% of our day. So that is in a way, in a maker's term, that is the investment that you have to do. And the returns of those 2 and 3% in the rest of the 97 or 98% of the day are tremendous physically, mentally and spiritually. So that is why prayers in all religions, but in our religion the concept, as we have seen, is very different as far as language is concerned. If you compare it with other religions, the language is not much of an issue. Though they had started off with the original language, now they have shifted. But we more or less have stuck to the original language. The rules and regulations for prayers, that also you will see other religions to a certain extent have some compromises. But we have tried to more or less stuck to what has been coming down since centuries. So these, because Zoroastrians have put so much importance to these things, that's why the benefit of it was also so much more. So that is why understanding the prayers and then praying them will give us a lot of benefit and help in our life. Thank you. Yeah, now questions.
Actually, I have two. One is that, as you said, it's impossible to understand everything in prayer. Impossible to understand everything. What is perhaps important is to understand the essence of a prayer. Are there any good books that we have to at least understand the essence, and what would you recommend?
Yeah. See, there are translations of prayer comes in 2 forms. One is what you call essence or sar. Gujarati mein tene sar ke. Sara.
Summary.
Sar is summary. Yeah. So in some Gaudiya Avasthas, at the end you will find this sar or summary.
Very small.
Very small.
Yeah, but it's really very small.
Yeah, it gives you a this thing of the
Just a gist.
just a gist of the prayer. The second option is to go verbatim and try and understand the whole paragraph, each and every word. And there are books in Gujarati and English available called Ba Mayani. Ba Mayani, Gaudiya Avastha Ba Mayani. Ba is a Persian word. Ba means with and Mayani means meaning. So Ba Mayani means with meaning. And more than 100 years back, a great Avastan scholar by the name of Kavasji Edilji Kanga translated almost the whole of the Avastha and most of it verbatim, word by word.
Really? Into Gujarati?
He did it in Gujarati. Not only that, he created 2 Avastan dictionaries which we still today use because nobody else has done it after him. One is English to Avastha, one is Avastha to English. Thirdly, he made a grammar book which explains the rudiments of the Avastha grammar. So what he has done, nobody has nobody has done anything comparatively close to him also. So even the book was later translated into English about 20 years back.
Where is it available?
It's available at the Bombay Parsi Panchayat.
Dr. Silva has words for my
Dr. Silva has just done the Gathas.
Only the Gathas.
Dr. Silva has just done the Gathas and each person has their own style. I like Kavasji Kanga the best for the simple reason that he is totally unbiased. You can say that no personal, what we call interpretation has come in. Yes, purely so then you can put in your interpretation. There are other translations also available, but to a certain extent they are with their own interpretations. But Kavasji Kanga does not interpret. He is humble enough to say many a times that I don't understand this word or this is difficult to translate. A person of his caliber is saying I can't translate this. So then you can understand where we are. So it's sometimes not possible, but still he has done 95% of the translations.
selling the
हाँ जी, बेव गुजराती इंग्लिश बेव में सेल करे. કાવાસી કાંગાની નહીં, they are out of sea. પણ એવરની બધી ઘણી બુક્સો હતી કાવાસી કાંગાની. જેમાંની 3 બુક્સો ઇંગ્લિશમાં થયેલી છે ટ્રાન્સલેટ. One is Cordeavasta Bamaini, one is Yasht Bamaini, which has only the larger yashts. In our Cordeavasta there are only the shorter yashts.
the basic thing which
Basic,
we play,
yes.
like a Saroj.
Yeah. Sarojraj, Ormajyas, Sardibesyas, Saroshas, all these are there in Cordeavasta. But if you want Ava Yash, Rashne Yash, Nair Yash, then they are in another book called Yash Bamaini. Both again in Gujarati and English. And the third book to be translated was Gatha Bamaini. Gathas. Then he has other books also, Ijashni and Vandila, which are not translated in English. Not as yet, but they are in Gujarati. So તમે જે Ijashni વિસ્ફોટ કહ્યું, they are understandably out of print today. Bera. હું તમને help કરી શકું to get it photocopied. I can give you a copy. If you can just SMS me this request, I'll do it. Next week to આવશે ને? Yeah.
One more thing.
हाँ जी.
You said we need prayers more when we are good as we become targets of evil.
Yeah, see the Zoroastrian worldview is that Ahriman is destructive by nature. He attacks in 2 ways. One is at random. Secondly, he does not like anything good. So he attacks good. And we have to be soldiers of Aura Mazda. So we have to be good. And so if you are good, you become prime targets of Ahriman. That is what our worldview is. One of the reasons why we say that good people suffer more, there are 2 reasons perhaps for that. One is that they may not have put up a good enough defense for them while they were doing good. That is one thing. Second thing that I have generally heard by oral tradition is that we generally get the recompense of what we do in the world, but that takes a long time. But for good people, they ask for that recompense fast, so that in the spiritual world their progress is swifter. They don't have to take the recompense over there. So knowingly they ask for that recompense in this life only. And that's why perhaps they suffer more, especially in the later part of their life.
There are certain prayers that, it has been come down over, for example, my grandmother or grandfather say, આપણે કે બેરાની 41 days ને માટે ભણીએ તો કોઈનો જેને માટે ભણીએ તેનો ફાયદો થાય. So why 41, or I mean, I really don't know what would have been the source of that specific number of days. And
most of the things about prayers are coming down to us from oral traditions,
right.
And they may have a backing in our text, not an exact backing. Like let me tell you about this 40 days tradition. Generally it was 40 days. Because in our Avayash, we are told that in order to reach Avayazar, a horseman on a good horse takes 40 days. So going by that reference, most probably, that to reach a Yazar, you need 40 days. So that must have been taken by people, and so in order to appease our Yazar, they have done this period of 40 days. Now, people generally, for better safety, एक दिवस के बराबर नहीं बनाया उनका कहीं થઈ ગયું, એટલે 41 માં દિવસ પેલો એક એક્સ્ટ્રા એક્સેસ પેલો મૂકી દે પેલો just safeguard. It's a safeguard. Like આપણે બમ્બન મહિનામાં બી તેવું જ થઈ ગયું, બમ્બન મહિનો પાલવાનો તે આપણે 30 દિવસ most people પાલે, કોઈ 33 દિવસ બી પાલે, 33 days. કારણ કે પેલો બમન રોજ આવે તો પછી ઓરમજ રોજે કાંઈ ખાઈએ, પછી બમન રોજ તો પછી 32 દિવસ આવે તો 32 is not a good number. तो चलो 33 करे तो RD base भी करो. तो कोई कहे 33 में आया तो 40 का ही नहीं करी रही है. तो we just 7 days add करी जाओ. Like this, these are traditions which have developed over a period of time, and we don't have textual backing for them. Because લખ્યું નથી क्या એટલા દિવસ but we can go understand the psychology how this must have happened.
My father is born on Baman Road, Baman Mayo.
And
My grandmother and my father are most upset about that. Because on this birthday they can't eat anything.
the worst day of the year, you can say in that sense for non-vegetarian.
I know. And they all love it.
नहीं जी, gathas are prayers which have to be recited only on the day. उन्नवट गाथा ने दिवस से उन्नवट गाथा. Preferably, if you want to play you should play something else कि यश के वो बनी सके. But generally we don't advise people to pray a gatha continuously because then a mantra इनके बहुत powerful है. So it's not a very advisable thing to do. But the tradition also goes कि the fifth gatha, which is a very short gatha and only 1 hour, that is advisable to be prayed on a daily basis because that brings us closer to our religious knowledge. So that is a tradition once again. But 40 years after gatha nathi banta. I have never heard of that.
The gathas, as she mentioned, the gathas are from when we read, when we pray in Gujarati, they are a combination of the Yajasvi and Mahas, right? From Ahunavad Gatha till Vaishnavis Gatha. So, Jare, Mobed, Yajasvi correct. Gyarima. That is okay. Then you technically you will cover all the gathas provided you do the Yajasvi of.
Yeah, see, in most cases we should not compare ourselves with the Mobeds.
No, I'm just saying you
Because
should
no-
pray, but
Yeah, their combination is different. એમ તો ઘેસ આડવા વાળા મોમેડો કદાચ રોજ ઘેસ આડતા હશે આખું વર્ષ બી રોજ બનતા હશે ઉન્નવટ ગાથા.
right.
Still they are in the best of the soundness of mind. So like એ હિસાબે as a ritual they are performing, it is a different thing. But as a prayer we don't advise them to do. એમ તો Sarosha Swadi is Yasna 57.
Okay.
Sarosha Swadi we can't pray in the, even the Mobed cannot pray in the any other game. But જ્યારે when Yajasvi કરે ત્યારે 57 હા બને જ તો આખો Sarosha Swadi બની જાય છે.
Right.
પણ ત્યાં it is okay. So when it is in a combination it is okay.
Yeah, because even when I think in the Ahunavat and the Ushtavat Gatha, there are some words of Kemna Mazda, then there are some words which are
Right.
also there in the Ashtadhyayi.
Right. Stanzas are taken. So that's also perfectly also. And in our Vandida,
After sunset.
we are told that there are certain prayers which are good to be recited on a daily basis for certain purposes. They are called Vishamruta, Trishamruta and Chatrushamruta. This Vishamruta means twice, Trishamruta means thrice pray karwani, the Chatrushamruta means 4 times pray karwani. So these prayers, when the Vanirad is advising us, we can take them and do it accordingly. Tu જેમ કહે છે કે કેમના મઝદામાં લીધેલી છે, અહીંયા લીધેલી છે. So, but not the whole gatha as a gatha.
Okay. So a combination of that many.
Those things can be done as advised.
Is giving over here the formulae. Like get 1, 2, 4, 5. It is once, twice.
That's in certain prayers. If I get this correct, right
The
after.
explanation which you gave
I
last
dunya
time.
bachi be athar.
Yeah, as I said, there is some numerology involved, most of which we understand. As far as the number of Yathavirios and Ashembhavs individually, as well as in combination, they are prescribed.
So this is the same as the list you gave us
Yes,
last time.
it is the same as that list. So then, here the point I am trying to make is that there is something formulate sort of a thing.
There's a
Like chemical equation માં કેમ તમારે certain
Yeah.
time maintain કરવો પડે, certain amount maintain કરવો પડે, નહીં તો તમારો result નહીં આવે.
અને તમે કહ્યું આવડા મતલબથી 3 prayers આવેલા. Yathaviriyo.
Ashembhav and Yenge Hatha. Yenge Hatha is it is there in all the other prayers માં short almost towards the end એક passage આવે છે. Unfortunately, Gaudiya Vasthama it is not given as a separate prayer like Yathaviriya and Ashembhav. But still it can be recited in individually. It is a prayer for well-being and harmony.
Which part is
Where is it?
I'll show you. I'll show you in the Kaulyavastha.
Where does it come from? We don't.
Havan Ge, Apitwan
Acha,
Ge.
at the end it is.
At the end, almost third last paragraph in Havan Ge, it is most probably.
I'll get the Kaulyavastha next time
It's
meeting.
called,
Can't lines check, yeah.
And if my husband is sort of like so, why is that rose not used for Navjots? Wouldn't that be the best rose for Navjots?
Like that, all roads are good. એવું કોને કહો કે મારા પર રોજ નહીં થાય. ઇનફેક્ટ થાય, it's a better road.
No,
Infact, I told
will
you,
it be the best
I
road?
told you 2 days, best days to start anything connected to education. I think I told you only. Are Dean Road and Maraspan
Yeah.
Road. These are the 2 days which are best for starting education, and Navjot is in a way a good beginning.
Yeah, that's why I was wondering why we
No,
don't
no.
choose that.
Why we should be in church?
No, I just said not
Then, of
bother
course, the
anybody asks.
non-vegetarian day.
Everybody wants all.
It's a non-vegetarian day.
Very important.
So Maraspan Road is very good. In fact, it is a day for studies, starting study, initiating studies. And you know, અગાઉ નવજોત કરતા હતા ને ત્યારે સાથે એક નલ્લી પ્રેયર બનાવતા હતા, જે હવે આજે નથી બનાવતા. ખાલી ઉડવાડામાં કોઈ મોમેડો બનાવે છે, સિનિયર મોમેડો. નહીં પટેલ પશ્ચિમાની તો બને જ આજે. There is a small prayer which is totally forgotten now. It goes like this. મને બી આખી નથી આવડતી because it's not a prayer. Then I realize it's not a prayer. It's got ग ग ग ग ग गम ग गम ग ज ज जइए च ज चइए करेले ज जे जे. It is the Avastan alphabet.
My God.
It is the Avastan alphabet with the child was. આપણે કેમ ABCD આખો બોલી जा, ક ક ગ ગ બોલી जा. Then Avasta alphabet અંગ અભંગ કહીએ જજ જઈએ કરેલે જજે જે થટ્ટા પપ્પા 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 મમ્મા. ખરેખર even only after I started doing studies I realized what it is actually. I have written a paper also on this. Later I wrote a paper about this. But like it's so interesting કે નવજોતના દિવસે બચ્ચાને આ મોઢે કરીને બોલવાનું કે હવેથી તારી સ્ટડીઝ શરૂ થાય. You know another interesting aspect. નવજોતના દિવસથી અથોરનાનો દીકરો ને ઓસ્તા બોલવાનું શરૂ કરે. છોકરીને ઓસ્તી. You know the original meaning of osta is disciple. Osta, osti is a he or she disciple. So it makes sense that નવજોતના દિવસે you are starting your education, religious
Yeah,
education.
we look at it as the end.
Yeah, we look at it at the end.
But why is it that once a sort of from a priestly family, a lady marries into a Bedouin family, तो ते औस्ता पची नहीं गनाय, औस्ती नहीं गनाय. Why is it so?
There is a
Because we are
religious
patriarchal.
tradition because of the patriarchal society started, I don't know how far many years back. કે કારણ કે અગાઉના વખતમાં not so more today, but અગાઉના વખતમાં તો a lady when she doesn't marry the person, she marries the family. So બેદિનની છોકરી જો અથોરણમાં જાય તો એને અથોરણનું બધું જ માલામાં જોઈએ, કરવું જોઈએ. Like she is taking a second birth in a way. આજે young girls scoff at the idea that why should we leave our identity and why should we do this and that, we maintain our identity. But in the past it was a different thing. Like they were willing to live their life what they were leading and go back into a new life. So it was a new birth.
But does it go the other way around? If a Bedouin marries,
Yeah.
they become
She
Muslim.
becomes an osti. Okay?
Just one second.
Yeah.
And last time's paper that you gave us, what is this mean? What is it?
In this last time's paper, there were 3 things. The second is Farazyat and daily prayers. Farazyat
That's
daily prayer ma आया रोज पर it is advisable to pray this yash
Okay.
or nyash, because people used to ask me this question. हाँ तो બધું covered થાય in a way.
Oh, I see.
Kaulyavastha is covered, and these are prayers connected to that roj also one way or the other.
Nice.
Either from a literal point of view or from a purpose point of view.
So you have the whole argument.